So we are taking the same table as the 2 times here with the different alias names for the self-join purpose. So select star from EMP E1 comma EMP E2 where E dot salary is equals to E2 dot salary and E2 dot name is equals to what is our requirement? Name should be Ford. Then I have to take this. Okay. So here also instead of the select star, I will take only E1 dot ename comma E1 dot salary. That's enough for me. So if you execute up to here only, so what it will come? Wherever the salary is matching, that records only it is getting. But here I am getting the all the records here. Okay. So but I want only who is having the salary same as the Ford. Then E2 dot name is equals to Ford. Then you will get only E2 name is invalid. E2 dot ename.
Column name, e-names.
Yeah, ename, yeah. E2 dot ename. Okay. Then we are getting the exact value, that is Scott is having the same salary of the Ford. So we are joining the same table here. EMP1, EMP, E1, EMP, E2. Same table we are using, so that it is called as a self join. So using the self join, so in this salary column we are taking and ename column we are taking. By using these two columns, we are getting the our requirement here. So this is on the same column and comparing different columns on each other. So how to use this? So in the self join, this is the same column we are taking here, the salary column. So based on the salary column, so we are getting the required value here. Suppose if there is we want to compare with the two columns in the same table. Then also we'll use the self join. So how will you use that two columns? So write a query to display managers and their employees from the employee table. So if you see select start from EMP. So this managers is having this column MJR and their employees. That means employee number. So if you see this employee number and manager columns having the employee number details here. Okay. So suppose if you take the Blake. So again 7698 here it is there in this here. That means for this Alan Blake is the manager. Okay. So for this Ford also Blake is the manager. Martin also Blake is the manager. Same way suppose if you take the King 7839. So 7839 means here for the Blake and Clark Jones. For three of them, King is the manager here. So that means in the employee number column and manager column, both are in the same table. Based on this, we can get to know so who is reporting to whom. That means that is the who is the manager and who is working within under this manager. The details we can capture using this employee table, employee number, and manager columns based on these two columns. So that means it here also we need to use the self-join condition only. Okay. So how will you use this self-join condition? So here you can say select and we select star from EMP E. So for the manager I will say stuff E2 E1 E2 I will say manager M. I will keep this like this. Okay. So where what is my condition? So I have to verify this employee number and manager columns so that I can use where m dot employee number is equals to e dot mgr. Okay. Here also I need only e dot employee number comma e dot ename comma I will say m dot ename comma m dot employee number. Okay. So you can say instead of manager. So for this and for this you can use employee. So I'm using this different name here to make it clearly understand. Here employee number, employee name. So manager number, manager name, manager number here. So from the both the tables, that is EMPE, EMPM. Here this is called as a self join, and we are comparing the employee number column with the manager column here. So when used like this, you are getting the, suppose if you see this, Ford, his manager is Jones, Scott also Jones, Allen, Blake, James Blake, Turner Blake, Martin also Blake. Okay. So here Blake and Clark Jones are having the King as the manager here. Smith having the Ford. But here one more thing it is missing. So I'm getting only 13 records only here. What about the remaining records? That is employee table having the 14th record. So King is not having any manager, so that it is not threatening any record for that. So I want that record also. Then what I have to do here? Here I need to add the right outer join or left outer join based on our requirement. So here, if you are taking from this employee E, then you have to use here left outer join. Sorry, right outer join. Okay. This King also came now here. So without using this outer join, so what I am getting? Only 13 records only I am getting here. Okay. So here, how to differentiate that whether it is a right outrogen or left outrogen. So without confusion, simply you can write properly here instead of this. You can write E dot mgr is equals to m dot employee number. So then you won't get confusion here. So now you can write the left side or right side easily. So whether left outrogen or right outrogen, you can decide that one. Suppose here I am writing that is the right outrogen, and here I am getting the King also. Okay. So in the self join we are using the same table, and here we are comparing the same column for this example, and in this example two columns we are comparing within the same table. Okay. If you don't want now to display, then you can use only up to here. So if you want to display all the records, if somebody asks, I want all the records from this table, so that then you have to mention the right outer join also here. If you see without the right outer join, I'm getting only 13 records only. So using this, I'm getting the all the employee names, including this King also. So I want to write another query, that is requirement is write a query to display employee who are getting more than their manager salary. So can anybody tell how can we write this? Okay. Same query I can use this to get the output this for this. To display the employee who are getting the more than their manager. So with this query, I'm getting all the employee and manager details. Here I can add one more condition. Okay. So based on that one more condition, we'll get the answer here. E dot salary greater than M dot salary. Correct. So here we are getting the employee who is reporting to their manager. So or you can say under manager who are reporting. So with this query I'm getting. So here again one more condition I'm adding. E dot salary greater than M dot salary. So that I'm getting the only Ford and Scott. These two are getting the more than their manager. So is the manager number is 7566. If you want, you can add the salary column also here. That is, you can add the E dot salary, comma, here M dot salary. Okay. So here Ford salary is 3000, Scott salary is 3000, but John salary is 2975. Okay. Same way you can use the display the who are joined before their manager. So write a query to display the employees who are joined before their manager. Okay, that means after joining some people, so you have joined manager also. So that record I want to display here. So where it will be? So on which column we have to verify now?
Joining date.
Yes, that is in the employee table we have the hire date column. So based on that hire date column, you can use this self join condition. Select M dot ename, that is a manager, M dot hire date, manager hire date, M dot, that is a joining date we are mentioning, MDOG, and comma, E dot ename, that is employee, E dot hire date, employee joining date. From EMPE, comma, EMPM, where M dot employee number is equal to E dot manager and E dot hire date less than M dot hire date. Okay. So if you want, you can mention the names here. Manager name, that is Blake. Employee name, Alan here. Here also Ward. So if you see 20 February 81, he joined on the 1st May 81. Somewhere here Blake. So Blake joined in 1st May 81 and King joined on 17th November 81. Here Smith joined 17th December 80 and Ford joins 3rd December 81. So to get the from the same table, so we'll use the self join. Within the same table, based on the different columns or in using the same column, you will use the self join here. Okay. This is about the joins. Any doubts here? Okay. So we'll move on to our next topic, that is subqueries. Subqueries or nested queries you can call as a. So when we will use the joins? Okay. When we are going to use the join conditions?
When we want to fetch the data more than one table.
Yes. So if you want to fetch multiple data types of the data from the multiple tables, you can write join queries. But unnecessarily, don't write any join queries. It will degrade your database performance or it will decrease the your query performance. That is why we need to write the subqueries. So why? Because when you use the join condition, so each record in the first table, it will compare with the each record of the second table. So in this scenario, so it will take some time and it will degrade the performance here. So in which cases we have to write the subquery. So in some cases we cannot write the join conditions. In that scenarios we can write the subqueries. Whenever we want to perform some operations on table data which will not possible by using query, then only we are using the subqueries. Suppose if you want to get the data from one table based on the input value of the other table. Okay. If you want to get the data from one table, from this table, I want to display the data, but before getting the data from this table, I need to check the condition in this table. Means you are verifying the condition under one table and then you are fetching the data from other table. In these scenarios, you cannot use the join condition. So there you have to use the subqueries only. So what is meant by exactly subquery? A query inside another query is called as a subquery or nested query or child query. Okay. So outer query is always depends on the result of the inner query. In the subquery, outer query is always depends on the results of the inner query. The results that returned by the inner query will be used as the input for the outer query. A subquery is having two or more queries. Those are inner, or you can say it as a out child query or subquery. Second one is outer query. In subquery concept, we have the inner query and outer query, and these are called as inner query or outer query or child query or subquery here. Outer query we can call it as a parent query or main query. So general syntax is based on this. Select star from table name where condition. In this where condition again we are using the select star from again some more condition like this. Okay. So based on this syntax, that means one query output we are giving to the outer query input. So that based on that we will get the information here. So I'll say suppose if you need you only display the department number 10. Okay. Select star from EMP where DEPT number is equals to we are mentioning like this. So department number where it is there. So you can mention department number 10, 20 like that. But I want to mention suppose in the department table it is there. So then you can mention this. Select DEPT number from DEPT. Okay. D name is equals to Chicago. So here if you see, I'm getting the department number using this query. So select a department number from DEPT where D name is equals to Chicago. Then it is getting right, the department number is there and Chicago. Which is here G only. Not only I mentioned. No? Department. Select for from DEPT where D name is equals to sorry location. I lose location automatic. Okay. So here I want to get the based on this inner query, this is the call as a inner query. So inner query returning department number here. That department number I am passing to the employee table here. Select start from EMP where department number is equals to again select department number from DEPT where location is equals to Chicago. Then I'm getting only department number 20 details here. So here I'm getting the department number from DEPT table and I'm passing this to employee table here. Okay. So as per the execution process of the subquery, it again classified into two categories. One is non-correlated subquery. Okay. Non-correlated subquery. And two is correlated subquery. Okay. What is the difference here? So in non-correlated subqueries, first inner query will be executed and then a result will be given as input to the outer query. So outer query is always depends on the result of the inner query in the non-correlated subquery. So that means this query. So what are the select star from EMP where department number? This query is depending on the inner query, this query result. Okay. So only this cannot be run without this inner query. So if you run like this, it is getting the error. So when it will, outer query will be executed. So when this inner query results, based on this inner query result output, it is going to return this one. Suppose if I say select star from department only, I don't want to mention location. Okay. So what will happen? So here I'm getting this. Select star from EMP where department number is equal to select department number from DEPT. This only I am taking. Okay. So when I execute this, it will throw the error single row subquery returns more than one row. Okay. So here when you are using the where clause, it is returning only single value so that it will executed. But when you are using the without the where clause here, the select a department number from DEPT means it is returning more than one output here. That is 10, 20, 30, 40 it is returning. So here we are comparing with the department number where department number is equals to so that it is giving the error single row subquery returns more than one row. So to avoid that, we can use the in operator also. Select star from EMP where department number in, then it will works. But when you are comparing with the equal operator in the subquery, it must return only single value only here. Okay. So here we have to return only single value so that then only it will works here when you are using the equal operator. But suppose if you are using the in operator, then there will not be any issue here.
Chicago single quote sir.
Okay. So here based on this, we are getting the department number here. So the department number it is passing to the outer query. So this is called as a non-correlated subquery. So in the non-correlated subquery, when you are using the in operator, no problem. But when you are using the equal operator, you must be careful. Should return only single value here. In the inner query output, it should return only single value. Then only you will get the output. Otherwise, it will be problem. In the correlated subquery, first outer query will be executed. So it will return some value. That value will be compared with the all the values of the inner query. So first outer query is executed and later inner query will be executed in the correlated subquery. Inner query always depends on the result of the outer query in correlated subquery. So again, in the non-correlated subqueries, we have some extra subqueries classification, that is single row subquery, multi-row subquery, multiple column subquery, inline view. Under non-correlated subqueries, we have this many subqueries. So single row subquery means when a subquery returns a single value, it is called as a single row subquery. This is the example here. So here it will return only department number 20, so that it is called as a single row subquery. So in single row subqueries, we can use operators like equal operator, greater than, less than, greater than or less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, not equals to. All these operators we can use in the single row subquery. Okay. So suppose if you want to display the DNAME for the employee number 7659, 7654. So how can you write this one? I want to display the DNAME for the employee number 7654. Is there any DNAME in the employee table? So we need to employee number as the input here with employee number. We have to provide the input and output as the I need DNAME. Department name, it will be on the DEPT table and employee number in the employee table. So how will you define this one? Then we can use the select d dot DNAME from EMP E comma DEPT D, where E dot employee number is equals to 7654 and E dot DEPT number is equals to D dot DEPT number. This is using the join condition. We are writing like this. Okay. So we are writing this using the joins. I am writing like this. Select a DNAME from employee DEPTD where E dot employee number is equals to 7654 and department number is equals to D dot department number. Or you can say, you can write this below also. Okay, so First, in the join condition, we have to use the common column condition. After that, I can use like this. Then I'm getting the department name. Here, what will happen? All the employee table records, it will verify first. First, it will verify whether it is having the common department number, and it will check for that. And within this, whether this employee number is there, then it will verify here. Up to here, what it is doing here? It is doing the 14 times. It is 14 records. It is fetched up to here. After that, fetching this 14 records and it is verifying for the employee number, then only it is giving sales here. That means total 15 times it is scanning the table here. So first it will go to the employee table. 14 employees IDs are verified. Out of 14 values, one value is matching. That one value from this record, it is taking the department number. The department number is verified with the all the department numbers in the department table. That means 14 plus 4, total 18 times it will verify the table. It is making, okay, but this can be reduced by subquery. So when you are using like this, using the join conditions, so what is happening? So it is going for the 18 times it will verify the table. So using the subquery, so simply you can avoid is all this information. That means these many times no need to scan the table. So select a DNAME from DEPT where DEPT number is equals to within the subquery select the DEPT number from EMP where employee number is equals to 7654. So what it will do? First it will query this and you will get the department number. Okay. So this department number it is passing to this outer query and you are getting the sales department here. So here how many times it is going to execute? Here also it will 14 times, but after 14 times this only one time here. Select a DNAME from the DEPT where department number is equal to 30. So one time so that it will immediately give you the result here. But here the data is less so that there is no that much difference. If you see this, when you execute this query or how much time it is, 4 seconds is taking. When you execute this query, it is also taking 4 seconds. But here that much difference is not visible. But when it will visible, when table contains a large amount of data, then you will see the time difference here. Okay. So subqueries topic will continue tomorrow. Anyone having the doubts?